Today is 30th of March 2023, and this news is coming up, I don't know, 2 hours ago? No, 5 hours ago. Let's put 6 hours ago, okay? 6 hours ago. Anyways, this is Trading Now, Paraguay, Brazil, Uruguay podcast. In Paraguay, politicians await the U.S.'s next move by Benjamin and Gideon. See sign on the 30th of March 2023 after Treasury Department sanctions against high-ranking politicians for alleged significant corruption. What could be next? There's a photo of Paraguay downtown. I guess it seems like this is absolutely no clue what it is, but I guess it's the downtown Paraguay. There is a modern building over here, brand new building, it seems, and this is kind of old building. You see, the you can figure out that this is old building. You see, it's like it look old, you know. Anyways, the U.S. ambassador to Paraguay, Mark Oldfield, is getting ready to inaugurate the new embassy building on a 14-acre diplomatic compound on stone's throw from the country's presidential residence, that is Buru Villaroga, called the Buru Villaroga in Guarani. But it hardly needs a ribbon-cutting ceremony to get the attention of Paraguayans. That is because a set of announcements over the past year by Oldfield has made waves across the country. In July, the State Department accused the former President Horacio Cartes, 2013, 2018, who is also the country's most prominent businessman, I guess he was, of involvement in significant corruption. In August, the State Department labeled the same accusation against the current Vice President, Hugo Velázquez. Cartes and Velázquez have denied any involvement in corruption. In January, the Treasury Department brought sanctions against Cartes and Velázquez for systemic corruption and state capture. Their conduct, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said, undermines democratic institutions. On March 23, the United States designated 3 more current former Paraguayan officials for involvement in significant corruption. The United States wields significant influence in the country, and its announcements seem to have spooked many in Paraguay's political class. Shortly after the August accusation, Velázquez suspended his candidacy in the presidential election set for April 30 and said he would resign his position as vice president, saying he did so to clear his name, later reversing himself and deciding to stay in his role. But the Biden administration's strategy in Paraguay, though dramatic, will not get the job done. Worse, it risks sending the opposite message that the powerful are untouchable even when their alleged misconduct is splashed across Paraguayan newspapers. That is why the U.S. government should redouble its fight against corruption in Paraguay, first through Justice Department action and then by significantly expanding support for Paraguay's criminal justice system to give it the tool for greater success in policing its own political class. Now, the U.S. Allegations in Paraguay are part of a larger regional campaign. Elsewhere in Latin America, such as in Venezuela, the Biden administration has gone on fights against corruption. The State Department regularly sanctions public officials in Haiti and in Central America, including by adding them to its Engel list of wrongdoers. Last year, the United States saw the arrest of former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez. He was extradited in April 2022. In January, the State Department accused former Panamanian President Ricardo Martinelli of corruption and banned him from visiting the United States. Martinelli denied the accusation, and he is a leading presidential candidate right now in Panama. The allegations in Paraguay are serious, particularly those involving Cartes. The U.S. government accused him of bribing public officials, including payments of up to $50,000 a month to a loyal lawmaker, and of maintaining ties to Hezbollah, an Iranian-funded Lebanese terrorist group. State Department said Congress has obstructed major international investigation into transnational crime and warned of his involvement with foreign terrorist organizations. The U.S. allegation stopped short of an indictment. Congress replied in a statement last July, "I denied and reject the content of these accusations." More aggressive U.S. action in Paraguay could make life difficult for a large cast of bad actors. This range from terrorists, including Hezbollah, that do businesses in Paraguay's tri-border area, to organized crime syndicates, including Mexico's Sinaloa cartel and Colombian guerrillas, which reportedly smuggle Paraguayan cigarettes. Already the State Department's corruption designations and the sanctions have provided a potential roadmap to local prosecutors. On March 23, Attorney General Emiliano Rolón Fernández announced the opening of an investigation into Carlos Velázquez. Yet in Paraguay, many questions whether local authorities will follow through and thoroughly investigate the U.S. accusations. The State Department itself has complained that corrupt senior officials enjoyed a high degree of impunity and that politicizations and corruption were pervasive throughout the judicial branch. For almost 2 decades, Ciudad del Este has appeared on the U.S. government's notorious market report as marketplace for counterfeits and private goods. Paraguayans say their country lives in the widened shadow of organized crime and institutionalized corruption. The country ranks 128 out of 180 countries on Transparency International's Corruption Perceptions Index. Cartels may be a particular challenge for the Paraguayan authorities, though in the United States accusations were no surprise to many Paraguayan. Few in Paraguay dare criticize the former president, give his political and economic might and significant public support. Those who do sometimes avoid saying his name call him the man on Avenida España, referring to his address. A rival of the current president, Cartes wields substantial influence in the dominant and conservative Colorado Party that has governed almost uninterrupted for 7 decades. Last December, Santiago Peña, a former finance minister and executive of one of the Cartes companies, won the Colorado Party's presidential primary, and Cartes won the party presidency. For now, Paraguay is in a state of suspended animation amid silence from Washington. Rumors circulate about potential new targets and supposedly imminent U.S. indictments and extraditions. There is a precedent for collaboration with the United States. In the late 1970s, for example, President Jimmy Carter's human rights advocacy helped free Paraguayan political prisoners. Today, 73% of Paraguayans have favorable views of the United States, according to the Latino Barometer survey. There are several explanations for why the United States may be reluctant to go even further in Paraguay. The world is full of distractions, Paraguay is distant and landlocked. U.S. criminal investigations move slowly, and it might be difficult to scale up support for Paraguay from a U.S. criminal justice expert. There are also diplomatic considerations. Though the United States is widely admired in Paraguay, U.S. actions so far have provoked criticism about foreign intervention, particularly from Cartes defenders. It is also possible the Biden administration has simply delayed any possible extraditions, including of Cartes, until after Paraguay's April elections. Justice Department intervention could also backfire. If Peña is elected president, he will begin his term displeased by the United States, threatening his political ally. Moreover, the outcome of any eventual U.S. prosecution, where the burden of proof is higher than for the State Department or Treasury sanctions, will be unpredictable. Finally, there is no guarantee that more aggressive U.S. actions, including extraditions and far more reduced support for Paraguay's federal prosecutors, will improve the climate of Paraguayan politics. Still, now that the Biden administration has showed its willingness to stand up to Paraguay's more powerful actors, it is the right moment to attempt systematic change. Kennan as director of the Wilson Center for Latin American Program. This is Radio News.